None of us were here when this thing started. They were 2 years into it, 1.5 years into it. We got fed to the wolves.
Actually, I kind of feel sorry for the judge having to pick it up and get weed back there.
I drove this entire county a year before even the RFP came out, because I used to do business with this county when I owned my own business. And I drove this whole county, you know, the whole thing. I went inside buildings, I did all kinds of stuff. And I even raised caution that when I left the highway, I drove down into the van. And then when the maps came out, I was like, oh, wow, that's surprising. I can't believe that. That's awesome.
It's an oil field.
Turned out to be not awesome.
It's where everything's saying. It's uphill everywhere out of Grants Lane. If I get on a machine and go any direction out of Grants Lane, it's uphill. It loves that machine any which way we go.
Yeah.
And Van's probably about the same way. It's a decision process. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, Permian.
I still do exist. You can tell people that. I'm not a,
But there's some pretty big pine trees around, man, and back towards here.
I know. So I just turned it off.
You need help, Susan? No, but.
I do. Need some coffee.
I haven't been so selfish on price.
I know.
And that's the other key to put it over there.
That's a. I can wait. I can wait.
Oh, yeah.
I got lots of this one.
She doesn't.
She doesn't work on Friday. Here we go.
Did Bobby get back on or?
I couldn't get a hold of him.
Don't, he's not on.
Just this question.
Yes.
Did you get a thing that you sent an email yesterday? For the workers?
I've got.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I'll come back. Are you at the office today?
Yeah.
All right. All right, I'll come over there sometime this afternoon. Okay.
It's hard to take email.
Okay.
no, they get a call it back to order. And then when they call it back to order, they're.
I'll find the agenda in the stack here. Here.
Mine.
Well, I need to. I got my notes on my agenda. That's what I wanted. Nope, I will just use another one. All right, I will call us back into session at 11:07. And we will exit the executive session and reconvene into open session. And then the first item is item number 18, discuss, consider authorizing county judge to sign change order 5 for critical spare equipment from L3 Harris. And what I just need for the people that are on Zoom and here in the building and explain what has happened. We had this critical change order come before our commissioner court back in January, and we rejected it and asked L3 Harris to come and explain it. And then since that time, they have removed some engineering charges, and we have actually added a computer to it, and we have added and removed two other items. And the net effect is the change order for the critical spares is adding $1,000 to the contract price. That is the net effect of $1,200 is what it is. The critical spares are required, or what we keep on items that are critical to maintain the system. And because we have 5 sites, tower sites, then we generally try to keep one critical item that we can use for each one of the ones, and that's what it's for. Antennas, microwave dishes, computers, routers, and clocks, things like that are all part of the critical spares. The total of the critical spares is $280 $85,000. And we have already paid for that through paid for $284,000 of that through the hardware purchases that we made, that allocations that were made toward the critical spares. So the amount is $1,200. Here we go. $1,213.30 is what the change order approval is going to be for, and that will allow us to move forward and order these critical spares. So, and is there a motion?
Make a motion to authorize the county judge to sign change order 5.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion passes. And we are unable to get a hold of Bobby to get him back on Zoom. He's calling me right now.
He can motion to adjourn.
You voting aye or nay?
Well, I ain't been able to get in on that second meeting, so I don't know what it is.
All right, I'm gonna review what we just did. We just discussed, and I'm just gonna leave you on speakerphone rather than you having trying to get on the Zoom. We discussed and consider authorizing county judge to sign change order 5 for critical spare equipment from L3 Harris. That critical equipment is what we keep in the event we have something go down in one of our 5 tower sites. The change order, the total cost changing our total contract is $1,213.30. So it's not much. We made changes to the original one that we came before the commissioner court, and this one enhancing what we needed and deleting what we didn't need. So that's the total. We have voted on it, and it has passed. So I'm not going to ask you to vote for it right now. Okay. All right. Now we're going to go into item number 19. Discuss, consider authorizing the county judge to sign the conditional acceptance agreement of the radio system with L3 Harris. Now this the conditional acceptance will put us into a warranty status, and that will then in turn our maintenance and warranty service work over to the local Carrollton office. And we have 2 of the finest people that were here today that will be doing the maintenance work for us, which is much more efficient for everyone involved. So, and I'm going to read what the terms and conditions of the this conditional acceptance are. And number 1, payments, system acceptance milestone B 1.6 for system acceptance equal to 15% of total agreement price in the amount of $575,468.62 shall be paid according to the following schedule. Okay, B.1.6.A, and that's what we're signing today. Signing on the conditional acceptance form will be a total of 55% or $316,507.74. And then the final acceptance, which is B-1.6.B, would be the remaining 45% or $258,960.88. And so basically we're splitting up into the final acceptance again. Let's see, we'll do number 2, section 2, 12B, the performance bond that we required from Harris, and the payment bond shall be reduced from 100% of the total agreement price to $1 million. Okay, because they've performed, and there's basically $1 million or less left. So the bond amount is being reduced. That's in 2. And item number 3, final acceptance punch list. The parties acknowledge and agree that they will cooperate in good faith to negotiate a final punch list due by March 31st, 2026, and subsequently to enter into a contract modification setting both the criteria for the final acceptance of the system. So there's a lot of details that still need to be worked out, and we intend to have that done before the end of this month as far as what the punch list is and what needs to be completed for us to do the final acceptance. So those are the items on the agenda for the this critical acceptance.
Okay, so my question is if this is all coming out of what is that, the ARPA money?
ARPA money, that is correct. This has all already been encumbered and is paid through the ARPA funds.
Okay, and my next question is you're given a March 31st date on this being filed up. Does that mean that by that date, everybody will have their radios up and working?
No, what the final punch list
Okay,
by March 31st, all the items that still need to be completed is what we're going to come forth with, which includes the coverage and the radios.
yeah,
That's what that is. That is not the date that the system is fully functional or up and running. The system is fully functional and up and running at the moment, but there's a lot of still details that haven't been done, and that's what that punch list for March 31st is for.
okay. So basically what you're saying is that the punch list should be completed by March 31st?
That is correct. That is correct. Just the punch list, not the whole, all the work.
Right.
And then we'll also, part of this is we will put estimated timelines on when the work will be completed.
Okay. And this may be a question, it's not, that's of that timeline for everything to be up and completed?
I'm sorry, you broke up.
Do we have an estimated timeline for that?
Not-
For everything to be completed?
Not at this time, but our intent is to make sure everything is done by December 31st, because we have to have the ARPA fund money spent by December 31st.
Okay,
So,
okay,
but our intent is to be done well before that. That is our intent.
okay, so that, you have voted on it.
No, we haven't.
Okay,
That's what this next item is.
okay, all right.
So, and so that is item number 19 is to discuss and consider authorizing the county judge to sign this conditional acceptance agreement of the radio system with L3 Harris. So is there a motion? Sign this conditional acceptance.
I'll make that motion.
All right,
We'll second it.
all right.
I think number one, that people know this is coming out of the ARPA funds.
Yes, that's
And
the reason I asked. that.
Another thing is, this is critical to the safety. This radio system is critical to the safety of our law enforcement, fire departments, police departments. But I would motion I would agree with the contingency that we have the letter of the timeline in case it doesn't hit that timeline. What are we gonna do? That makes sense?
So I need to amend my motion.
Yes, I agree with that.
Well, that's what the final acceptance punch list, what is in this acceptance says, that we will come up with those terms in the final punch list, which is not due till March 31st.
Okay, so by March 31st, we can have.
Well, we'll come up with the timeline and the penalties.
Okay.
If there's going to be any penalties.
Will that be brought back before us to approve?
Yes, it will.
Okay,
It'll be again, the next commissioner court meeting will be March 25th, so we will have that all together by then. All right, any more discussion? All's in favor of signing the conditional acceptance agreement with L3 Harris, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, like sign, motion passes. Item number 20, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
Is there a second? All right, all those in favor say aye. All right, we're adjourned at 11. 17,
Right.
11:19.
Thank you, guys.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
See you again, we will endeavor to first year. Okay.
Thank you.